Welcome to your weekly Social Jack Influence Factory. Introducing your coaches, Dean Delisle, Kate Hassett, and Jackson Delisle.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good. Good
I'm
afternoon.
good.
How are you?
Good. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm good. I got in late from Nashville last night, and I'm telling you, I guess the airport shut down yesterday. So, like here at Chicago, and so that just messed everything up. So you guys must have had some bad weather, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it did rain yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Influence Factory, where we are dedicated, committed to helping you build your influence. And it's not just digital influence, it's influence in the world. Right, Kate?
Yep, absolutely.
Right on, right on. And Kate always loves when you join her influencer department team on the interwebs. Where's the best way to engage during and before and after the show, Kate?
So make sure you check us out on Twitter. Follow us at Get Social Jack, and make sure you're using the hashtag Influence Factory because we'll be giving away a prize for Twitter engagement at the end. And then, of course, we're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Snapchat at Social Jack. So follow us there.
Wow. And YouTube.
And YouTube. That's right. Everywhere. Pretty much everywhere.
And WeChat.
And WeChat.
We chat all the time. All right, so that's don't forget to maximize your learning by turning off your cell phone, closing your email, and taking some notes. You want to engage with the GoToWebinar interface. It's easy. You can either download the mobile app. You can switch from computer audio to phone call, and a phone number pops up with an access code, just like what's on your screen, if you are on the screen with us. And don't forget to ask questions, lots of questions, and engage with us. And the key to being a good influencer, especially digital influencer or otherwise, is to really engage with your audience. So we'd like you to practice here. So I am going to ask the social question of the week, and I want you to respond in the questions area of the GoToWebinar taskbar. So, and I actually had one different, but I'm changing this up. So, what is your sign? What is your sign? So, Kate, what's your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius, but really I'm like on that Sagittarius Scorpio cusp, which I just learned was a thing. So very stubborn and independent.
There you go. Jackson, what's your sign?
I'm a Taurus, so I'm just stubborn.
Not just. You are the most stubborn person I know. So, all right. Let's see. Joe says he's a Gemini. That makes total sense. Lisa says she's Cancer. Cindy says she's an Aries leader and with a creative grit. Oh my, that's interesting. All right, so find the questions box and type your sign in. All right. So speaking of signs, let's keep moving into things here. And thank you guys for playing along with us. Remember, the more you engage, the more you win. Not just here, but in the world. So Social Jack members, you go to socialjack.com. Simply click the log on screen. Oh, Jen says that Leos are the best. So there you go. I was waiting for someone to go, this is the best. And yes.
And our guest today is a Libra. So she's going to tell us all about that.
And I'm on the Libra Virgo cusp. So I go in, our guest, our guest today is all about organizing. So it's funny. I go through this torment in the world where I'm like extremely organized or extremely all over the place and messy. So I drive myself crazy. But don't forget, Social Jack members, to log into the Academy. There are literally things being uploaded every single day for you to develop your influence. There's all kinds of forms and tip sheets and all kinds of cool things. Also, the most important thing is there are discount codes to events. There's free passes and everything, so make sure you log in. Remember, it's all about who you know. So coming up, we have how to rock your personal brand online, and this is really going to be a nice, these flash classes are designed to be quick classes for you to have takeaways where you can actually take yourself to the next level. Now, the cool thing is that after the program today, you will all automatically be logged or registered for this class on Thursday. So if you can't make it, at least you get the recording. And I think that's one of the cool benefits. We let you listen to us on podcasts. We let you listen to us on live and engage with us if you want, or you can get access to just listen to the video. So we try to give you every benefit possible. We know everybody's busy to actually attend these things. We also have the next one, how to convert your LinkedIn connections to clients. So if you think about the fact that there was a huge land rush at the beginning of LinkedIn, and now all of a sudden some of us have 4 or 5 1,000 clients, and so not clients but connections in there. And the challenge is, how do we determine how to flip those into new business? So we're going to give you our 5 steps to monetize your network, which is fun. And then Kate, can you believe we're back in the blockchain business? I mean, they just keep pulling us back in, right? So so those of you, my techie friends that love blockchain, we have passes to the online ticket because we're a media sponsor and we're streaming this event. Jackson and the production team. Jackson, are you excited about that? Where's it at this year?
Yeah, it's at the Union League Club.
Oh, here in Chicago. Okay, so we'll be streaming live from the Union League Club here in Chicago. And this seems to be disrupting everything. So even if you're not a blockchain person, you may want tickets. Just let Jackson, Kate, or myself know, and we'll get you in the door, maybe even for free, if not just a heavy discount. So you can count on us for that. Now, this is the big workshop. Listen closely. If you are in Chicago or can get to Chicago, Kate, what is this deal we have for our influencer? This is the last business influencer workshop we're doing this year, and there's always a big waiting list. So we're almost full on this, but Kate, what's the deal with BOGO Ho? Tell us a little bit about that.
So this week only, we're having a sale for buy one, get one half off tickets. So we also have the early bird special going on right now. And this is an additional $20 off from the early bird special. So everybody likes to go to networking events with friends or colleagues. It makes you a little more comfortable. You have an ally in your corner. So this is the perfect opportunity. Bring a colleague, bring a friend, bring somebody that could also use a help in supercharging their personal brand and save an extra $20 off each ticket off the early bird special price. So this ends Friday at midnight. Make sure you buy those tickets now.
Yeah, notice when you register, you're going to be asked some very powerful questions that want to know who you want to know. This is almost like a match.com for business people, where we're going to put you together with people. So you will generate appointments, you will grow your network, you'll build your influence. We're going to have you work on your story and delivering your story. It's very, very, very powerful. So anyway, make sure you guys jump on this, and then when Jackson sends the follow-up, what's the promo code for that, Kate? Do you know? I don't see the promo code.
You don't need a promo code for the BOGO Ho. You just need to pick the ticket. So it'll be like early bird, it'll be regular price, and then it'll be BOGO Ho. And so it only works on 2 tickets.
Right on, right on. So when the holiday comes around, are we going to have a BOGO Ho Ho Ho?
BOGO Ho Ho
That's
Ho.
all you get. That's all you get from me today. All right. So let's talk about news. So we have some news. We always like to bring you a couple news articles. So here we go. We have 10 reasons why your Instagram audience isn't growing. Why is that?
Yeah, so this is this is super cool, and we're only going to cover a couple because of time, but the first 3 I think are the biggest ones, that even those 3 will help you grow your audience. But the biggest thing is this article talks about the reasons that people aren't seeing growth in their following on Instagram. And I know we talk about Instagram a lot recently. They've been in the news. They're doing big things with from Instagram TV all the way down to I just saw this morning that both of the owners of the company, or the CEO and the president, they're both leaving, and so they're predicting new big changes with the app. Wow. But getting back to this article, the biggest reason why people don't see the growth that they want on their Instagram account is that they aren't engaging with their audience. So their biggest tip on this is don't post something with just a caption that doesn't spark curiosity or engagement. You want it to start a conversation. So, and even if you're doing this across all other platforms, a lot of people forget about this with Instagram because you don't think of it in the same way for some reason.
Yes.
But you need to have a post that, sparks that kind of engagement. And then the next thing is, inconsistent posting schedule. I know I'm terrible at this on my own account. Is like I'll post like once every couple weeks just because, I get caught up with doing all my other platforms. And, for some reason, this one always gets the short of it. But the biggest thing is they say make a content calendar and plan out your posts and, make sure to build out enough content to post for a couple weeks and have a regular schedule of when you're posting. That way people will be more prone and it'll almost program them to be like, oh, this person probably just posted, because it's always around the same time.
Right. So Kate, you guys do a ton of content calendars. So that's why I smiled when he said content calendar. But I think the big thing here is just being consistent, not just in your timing, but also in your message is what I would think. I'm sure it might be down here somewhere.
Absolutely. And I think that goes for Instagram, but all social media in general. The biggest problem we have breaking through with clients is the consistency of social media. You want to post once and have it go viral. And I think actually Schae will speak on this about her video marketing and being consistent today, our guest Schae Lewis, but it's just about being consistent. And when you can plan it out in a content calendar, it helps so much. I did want to also say something about you, Jackson, you pointed out the engagement thing. A very easy way to get engagement on Instagram is to ask people to tag their friends. I see it all the time. I see the big brands doing it and the small ones. You post a picture, you post a meme, you post anything. It's like, hey, tag a friend who should see this. And that automatically is going to invite people to engage with you. So really good point. And I just wanted to throw that tip out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say too, because we're out of time, is just to this doesn't just apply to Instagram. So as you're reading this or listening this, we'll tell you time and time again that this applies to all platforms. Kate, I'm sorry, you're gonna be cut short again here. We have literally can you do this in 30 to 40 seconds? Okay.
It's super quick. Facebook is making a lot of changes. We've been talking about it week to week. They made the huge change in their EPI. They've been in the public eye. And so now they're bringing in new features to try to bring the business pages more views because they've suppressed them in the past. So that's where this change comes up. They're now allowing pages to join Facebook groups. So we're kind of in this mindset where we're only using LinkedIn to do social selling. And Facebook is like, hey, what about us? You can do it here too. And this is kind of an organic way to do it. So if you have a business page, so a Social Jack page, we could go in now and join groups like digital marketing experts, digital marketing tips, all of those things, and engage, obviously, because we just talked about that, and and expand our network that way. So just a new way to get your business views without paying for them, which is what we've been asking Facebook for this whole time.
Right on, right on. Okay, and then super quick, I'm going to put a poll question up here really fast. Kate, you're going to hang on with me for our interview coming up, and I'm just going to do a quick 60-second lesson, and then we'll bring our guest on. So real quick, I'm going to put this up here just so we can get our waiting list. So I know a lot of people can't make current workshops, but they like to be on the waiting list. Click the topics that you're interested in really quick. So the lesson is social teaming. The goal here is that, remember that social media is not an alone project. It requires other people. And so we want to make sure that you've downloaded your team sheets, or at least you have your team. And this is much like the circle of influence. And you can Google social teaming. We have all the content out there for you. But remember that for you being an influencer, you need to align yourself with other influencers. So one of the things that Kate and her team do for a lot of our clients is make sure that they make a team sheet. And this looks like, what are the best influencers for you to engage with so you can build your audience? And it's a simple practice. And then as you're doing that content calendar, make sure that you have a practice to engage with, share, and play with those other teams and those teammates and those influencers. Did I say that right, Kate?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just going back to that engagement online, and that's kind of how we target people within our network. So, you can, if you want people to play with your page, you have to play back. It's like the opening up, warming up your network, getting them to engage with you. So absolutely.
Right on, right on, right on. So let's bring our guest on, Schae Lewis, certified professional organizer. I can't wait to hear about how she got her stuff to go viral and everything else, and then to learn some other fun, exciting facts here about her too. So, Schae, come on down. So when, hey, there you are. So let's see, you've gone from like flight attendant as it says up here, and was that really Jared on the plane that you saw?
It was, and I didn't realize at the time. It was a very embarrassing situation.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. And then you guys are travelers and you get around. I mean, you guys travel quite a bit, so this is super cool. All the different places. I mean, you have definitely gone global. So this is like a wider range of a couple places, not even being related to each other. So it's pretty cool. And then I want to hone in a little bit because you and Kate have both been skydiving. I'm waiting for Sydney, my daughter, to turn 18 for skydiving. But whitewater rafting, ziplining, horseback riding, ATVing, parasailing, swimming with dolphins, and spelunking. So I haven't done skydiving and spelunking. What the heck? I mean, you've done cave diving. Is that what you've done?
Yeah. My family used to go to Colorado a lot for vacation, and to like Colorado Springs, just outside of the mountains. So that was one of the fun activities that I used to do with my brother. We would just get in our grubby clothes that we wanted to like toss out at the end of the day and go just crawling on your hands and knees, through the caves. It was pretty cool.
That's fun.
I'm not going to lie, I'd never heard of spelunking until you sent us these random facts and I had to go look it up. So very interesting. I also found some YouTube videos on it. So
Did you?
Yeah. So now I'm definitely going to check it out.
I know about it because of Batman. So, Christian Bale was spelunking in his first Batman movie. So that was his thing. That's how he found came up with the Batcave.
We're like superhero junkies.
Oh, yes,
here.
we are.
Yeah. We follow superhero stuff very closely. So
now we're going to talk about mission to organize here in a minute. But one of the things is I've got to ask. So you were flown to Florida to organize a client 5-stateroom yacht.
Yeah.
Are you at liberty to say any of the craziest things that you found in that yacht? Because the first thing that goes through my head is like, oh my God, I could only imagine the things you would find in a yacht. I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, it's really interesting because a yacht is obviously a small space where you need a lot of items. And we run into that a lot in Chicago with small spaces, right? So we live in a big city and sometimes people don't have that much square footage to work with. So you really have to like maximize the space that you do have to work with. So it's really interesting the places that they'll hide away dishes and how they keep everything secure so that when the yacht is moving,
that's right.
Moving around. So we learned a lot, with that experience, maximizing small spaces. And it was a pretty interesting experience. The place was a little outdated, so we worked on that as well, like pillows and bedding and things like that. So.
Yeah, crazy. And Jimmy Z, spelunking is, we have some questions coming, cave diving. And it's basically like almost like mountain climbing, but in a cave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you get to see like the big open caves with the stalagmites and the stalactites, but then you also get to crawl into the small spaces. It's very muddy and dirty. They called it the wild tour. So if you're ever in Colorado Springs, it's Cave of the Winds. Highly recommend it.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And Kate, you guys met at one of the events that I think we were broadcasting. I know we were a media partner, but you guys met here in Chicago at an event, right?
Yeah, the Chicago Scene Magazine Business Builder. It was a networking event downtown a few months ago, and it was just really interesting. I was telling the story earlier, but we had Alex, one of our interns, helping run the testimonial booth, and then I was working the booth talking to different business owners, and he just came running up to me and was like, I just met the most amazing person. Her name's Schae Lewis. She's a professional organizer, and she has millions of YouTube views, and just kept going on and on about how I had to meet you. And it was so fun because he's an upcoming freshman at Purdue, or he's a freshman now, but upcoming at the time. And he was like, can I major in organizing? And I was like, I don't really know. I didn't know if you could. I don't really know how you can get started in a career like that. So I'd be interested for you to tell us a little bit about that. And we also have Jen on the line right now who said she geeked out watching your videos. So I think everybody's a little interested to know how you got started in the organizing profession.
Well, so my best friend and I were working for the man, if you will. And we just decided, that's not really the life for us. And we wanted to do our own thing. So as we started brainstorming ideas, we thought about our, strengths, what we're good at, what we like to do, what other people have mentioned that we're really great at. And as we started, the list, we realized that a lot of these things had to do with organizing in one way or another. So organizing travel, organizing parties. I came from a background in the concierge industry and hospitality. Yeah. So not only did we want to incorporate like traditional organizing services, but we also wanted to offer a more full range, like kind of concierge organizing service. So that's how we started our business. We looked at what we were good at. We looked at what, brings us joy and what sparks our passion. And we built the business from there. And it's kind of nice because, other professional organizing companies, they may just do packing and unpacking. They may just do office organizing for businesses.
Right.
We kind of offer all of it plus more, which is great for our clients. They love that we can provide all these different wide-ranging services so they don't have to call 5 different companies. They can just call us for all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
You can
And
organize a party and a yacht. Who else can say that?
And there's a lot of business owners that listen into the program here. And I guess the question that pops into my head, or I'm always curious about, is what is the timetable from when you were like, okay, we're done working for the man, you went through this discovery? Was this like weeks, months? Did you know right away, or how did that work?
So we conceptualized the business. We picked the name, we got the logo, we got the domain, and all of this, we created the service structure and all of that over a period of time while we were still working for the man. It took us about 2 years to kind of like think of this. We already had it like in our minds. We already knew what we wanted to do. And then one day I lost my job. And that was the fire. It was just like, boom, done. We're starting the business now. And by that time, we had already had all these other pieces in place. Like I said, we already had the domain. We already had the name. We already had the logo. So very easy just to like the day I got fired, or not got fired, but I lost my job, that was it. The business had started at that point. And it didn't take us long to get clients from there because we already had the website. We got ourselves up on Yelp. That was a really good help to get on Yelp, to get, seen and get customers like right from the get-go. And then I think like most people, right, you start with friends and family. Yeah. So friends, family, you get on the internet, you start networking. Networking was a great thing for me. I'm a Libra, as we talked about earlier. So I love going out and talking to people and meeting people. So that was kind of how we kickstarted the business and like made it happen right away, from day one, which is super exciting. You know, a lot of people, it takes them quite a bit of time. But I think because we had that time frame where we were conceptualizing the business, that it was able to just like kickstart very rapidly.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And you know, I'm on the Virgo Libra cusp, so I'm half organized because I'm only part of me is Libra. So that's why we all need you out here. So
Virgos are very, very organized. My business partner is a Virgo, and our employee is a Virgo. So maybe that's where you're getting the organized part.
right. And then when I'm not organized, I get angry, and I'm just angry at myself. So
I really like this story, though. I think it's probably something that resonates with a lot of our clients that are business owners, and they kind of got to that point where your term "working for the man" is so funny because I came from corporate to a smaller business, but it's just kind of like you're not fulfilling what you want to be doing. You feel like you could be doing more. I'm just interested to know, everybody logged on right now, if they could chime in and let us know. You don't have to tell us all the details, but I know we have a lot of business owners on the line, so if that's kind of how you guys started your journey, chime in now, use that chat box and let us know. So you guys launched this business, and it took you, getting out of working for the man to get there, and it was a couple-year process, and that lit your fire under the butt to kind of get it going. And then what was the process between there and when you kind of started making the videos? Was that like a really quick marketing technique, or did you kind of have to fall into it, or how did that happen?
So that was something that, we realized right from the get-go was super important. We knew that video was the new upcoming, you had to have that video presence in a business. And this is back in 2010 when we started our business. So, I'm not saying that YouTube was like that new, but I think a lot of people weren't turned on to video quite yet. But, my business partner had the foresight to be like, this is something that we have to do. And she's a Virgo, I'm the Libra. So she was like, you're going to be the face of the videos, and I'm going to be like the production and all of that side of it. So we knew, even in the 2-year planning period, that this is what we were going to do. And we had planned out that we would do 1 video per month. And we have definitely stuck to that since we started our business. So at this point, we're 9.5 years in, having 1 video per month. So it's really we knew from the get-go that that's what we needed to do.
yeah, that's, and it's interesting too, because, one thing I just put it up here on the page, but I know a lot of people are listening in and not watching. And but you have 3,500 subscribers, and you have thousands of views on videos, and you're still just doing 1 a month, right?
Absolutely.
Now, do you pair that up with blogging at all, or is it just straight video?
Yeah, no.
That's what I thought.
I mean, we're really into a lot of facets of social media. So our Facebook page is a really strong place for us. We do post 1 post per day on Facebook. I know you're talking about that earlier, about being consistent.
Right.
So we're able to be really consistent there. We have a strong Instagram account. We're on Twitter. We're kind of all over the place, which is nice because, some people aren't on Facebook, or other people don't, might not use Instagram. So I think it's important to have your feet in at least a couple of them. It can get a little crazy if, you have too many. However, I'm lucky to have my business partner and my employee to help, manage all of it. And we share the responsibilities so that it makes it a little bit easier. And that is definitely one thing that I would recommend to business owners. I've run into a lot of people who are like, I'm doing it all myself. And I mean, we were doing the same when we first started, but it's really important to get other people on board. You may think it's extra expense, but it's worth it at the end of the day, because if somebody else is doing your social media, you can work on building the business. You can work on networking. You can work on, customer relations and all of these things. So don't be afraid to hire out and, get help with some of these things as well.
Yeah. I love that. And I think with our clients, we also teach what you're saying about going across platforms, making sure you have a presence everywhere, that, preferential communication, you go to the people where they like to be found and you talk to them there. But it's really refreshing to hear a business owner kind of say that, and maybe because you're a small business, but I think that what we have the hardest time with is working with the business owners, the higher ups, and convincing them that social media is really important and that video marketing is important, because a lot of times they're scared. And so it's interesting for me to hear that your business partner came and said, on top of being organizers, you guys are fortune tellers, and you knew that in 2018 video content was going to be through the roof, and she brought this idea to you. So was it something that you were scared to do, or were you just like, yes, I trust you, let's do this? Or how did that conversation play out?
I mean, I was pretty excited about it. We briefly talked about this earlier, but I was a communication major in college. So a lot of my time in college was spent giving speeches.
Yeah.
So I felt really prepared for, being in front of the camera. And it's not something that is, natural at first, but the more you do it, you get used to it, and then you get more comfortable. So, I would just say start, just do it, and do it consistently. And the more frequently that you do it, the more comfortable that you'll get in front of the camera. And yeah, I mean, we actually had a long-term goal right from the beginning that we want to have our own TV show. We want to have a TV show about organizing. And, on TV nowadays, when you think about organizing, right, all of you see is hoarders, right?
Yes.
Hoarding clothes and all of this stuff. Well, that's everyday people. We do work with hoarding clients on occasion, but the majority of our clients are just the everyday average person. And there aren't really any shows about that. So that's what we want to provide, is a look at, what can you do to help get, your kids' lunches ready in the morning, or, better? How can you get out the door more quickly? Things like that. So I think that, we did have the foresight. We did know, from the beginning that this is something that we wanted to do. And I was really, really excited about being a part of it. And now at this point, I've been on live TV. I've been on, recorded TV, doing something like this. It's all kind of goes hand in hand and goes all the way back to my college years. So
that's awesome. And I think one of the other things, you have a real easy to navigate website. I just want to say, whoever's helping you out with that, it's easy to read. It's easy on the eyes. It's clear. You get what you do, and I'm sure that's led to that your user interface and your brand is very consistent. So I think whoever's done that part of the work is on your team really should get some kudos there too.
All right, that's Bahar. Shout out to Bahar.
Hey.
She does a lot of the maintenance of the website and design of the website, all the logo design, the video production, all of that. So we're very lucky that the two of us balance each other really well. I have certain strengths and she has other strengths, and they really make this complete circle where we can, do everything and kind of complete each other, if you will.
Nice.
So then with, one of the questions that always comes up to us is that when we talk about more than one channel of social, people get overwhelmed. And I want to come back to YouTube. But when I went to your website, I'm like, okay, you look like us, where you've got all the icons up at the top there. Is that, if you were going to pick 1, 2, 3 of your, where you spend the most of your time down to the least of your time, what are the main channels for you?
So YouTube is probably the most consuming. Because the video editing, you got to start from the beginning, right? You have to write the script. You have to like you talked about a content calendar, right? We have a calendar that I have already our content scheduled throughout the end of 2019 at this point.
Wow.
So we already know what we're going to do. So, you know, you have to do that kind of way in advance, and then you have to write the script. What are we going to talk about? You know, then you have to think about like the setting, the background, the, you know, actually being on camera. What are you going to show? You know, because that's a big thing with video, right? It's like if you're just going to sit there and talk, you know, not interesting for video. But if you have something to show, you know, that's even better. So what are you going to show? How are you going to show it? What are the camera angles going to be like so that people really get a good idea of what you're talking about? You know, and then you have to edit the video. So then that's another long process. So I would say that's probably the most time consuming. The next one that we really focus on, like I said, is our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is really robust. And we have found that a lot of our clients are on Facebook. So our kind of like target audience, if you will, is between like 35 and 55, you know, age range. So those people are on Facebook. And a lot of our, you know, big fans, like our clients that we've had for a long time who really love us, are on Facebook. So they've been so great to like and share and, you know, tell their friends about us and stuff like that. And then another shout out to our employee, Mackenzie. She is the one that puts together a lot of our content for Facebook. So again, we're very, you know, fortunate to have her on the docket. And as far as the next one, you want a third, huh?
Well, the reason, hold on. The reason is because, you know, I was so fascinated with Pinterest when it first came out, and I was just getting the hang of it. Then this Instagram thing comes along, and I go, oh man, it just feels like some of the same stuff but different. So that was, and I'm thinking you're so visual as I see the website with like before and after and all that good stuff. That's why I was just sort of curious how you pick.
Yeah. I mean, and that is the next one I would say is Instagram at this point. You're right. We might have said in the past that it was Pinterest, but now Instagram has really taken over. And, you know, with the with hashtags and everything, you can really get noticed on Instagram. So, and you're right. Our business is very, very visual. I've, you know, been to other countries where I try to tell them what I do for a living, and they're like, organizing? I don't understand. And, you know, I try to say it in so many terms, you know, it's like, I explain it like this, I explain it like that, you know, and they just don't get it. And then I'm like, you know what, let me show you a before and after picture. So then I'll show them a before and after picture, and they're like, aha, I get it now, you know. So it is very visual, and it's also a good way that when our clients are looking for us or, you know, trying to think about what we can do in their space, they can look at somebody else's before and after picture and say, now I see like what would be the vision for my space. So we really, you know, appreciate having that like visual component, and it's super important.
Did you just say MySpace?
Yeah, I jumped on that too. Not to be confused with MySpace. We're not
right.
on that.
I don't see that icon.
We have a question coming in from Twitter. Where do you get the inspiration for your videos? So you have a ton. Obviously, Dean had the YouTube up if you wanted to like scroll through. We posted one a month for the past, 8 years. So where does the inspiration come from? Where have the video topics come from?
So, yeah, it's kind of funny. When we were first doing, you know, starting our videos, we realized that this is going to be a long-term thing, right? We're going to be doing a video a month for many years. So we didn't want to do topics that were too broad, because then you're going to run out of content very quickly. So we really wanted to hone in on these like very specific topics. And I remember the day that it was over 7 years ago that I was talking to my business partner, and I said, let's do a video on how to tape your moving boxes. And she totally laughed in my face. She was like, that's ridiculous, Schae. Like, why would we do a video about taping moving boxes? And I said, well, maybe some people don't know. And, let's just, try it. And, it's one specific part of our like packing and unpacking service and what we do. So we did this crazy video and, not really knowing how it was gonna, be received. But I did look it up on YouTube, and there were no other videos on how to tape your moving boxes. Zero, none. So we did it, and at this point, we have over 238,000 views of that one video on how to tape your moving boxes.
I know. I was blown away when I saw that. I was like, come on, really? I said, that's awesome.
Yeah, because we were the first, it hadn't been done before, and we were the first people to do it. So, other like moving companies would share the video, and it was really the only resource for people to like get that information. So that is like one of my big tips, is to think about small details in your business or of what you do and really expand on that one thing. Give a lot of detail on that one particular topic. The same thing happened with the next video that we have there, how to organize dishes in your kitchen cabinet.
Yes, I watched that one.
Right? And the same thing, my business partner was like, Schae, that's ridiculous. People know to put the biggest bowl on the and then all the way to the smallest bowl. And I was like, some people don't know that. And some people don't realize how you have to stack things. And so again, we just did it anyway, even though it seemed like a crazy idea at the time. And now we have over 122,000 views of that one video. So get really specific and think long term,
Well, and I like where you're going with that too, because I also think even her saying people know how to do that, it's almost clickbait, because it's like how to stack your dishes. I'm like, I know how to do that, but what are they going to tell me that I don't know? And then I'm going to click on it. So I almost like that you kept it simple, because it pushes somebody to explore it more.
And then you can get into like the really small details of it rather than like the stuff that everybody knows. You can, and most of our videos we try to keep around like 3 minutes, so you can talk about the simple stuff that maybe might not be obvious to everybody, but then you can also talk about the intricacies as well.
Yeah, and I was trying to calculate, but you have to be well over 1 million views. I mean, a couple million, right? In terms of collectively.
So we're about to hit 1 million views, and we're super excited. I can't wait for that day to come. Once that day does come, we're gonna, do some kind of big party or something. Hopefully after this webcast, maybe.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Absolutely. Everyone go watch a video. Let's get her over that million like buck right there.
So did you oh yeah. Did you do so like individually, like even back to how to tape, to tape the moving boxes? Did you do a promotion off of that, or was it strictly, did it catch virally, or did you promote and then it caught virally? Can you give us a little sense of the sequence of that?
Yeah, so that's the, I think, wonderful thing about our channel. I think with most social media nowadays, you can buy followers, right? You can go out, you can pay money, you can build it up. And we have never done that.
Wow.
All of our content, all of our likes, all of our shares, all of our subscribers, it's all natural. So we're really proud of that fact. We do share our videos in a lot of places. Obviously, we like to cross our content. So you're not just using your content for, you know, our videos are not just on YouTube. We also share them on Twitter. We also share them on Facebook. But, you know, like I said, other people have picked those things up and posted them on their own sites. So we got a lot, especially on the box video, from moving companies. Moving companies didn't have their own videos on how to tape boxes, so they would share ours.
Nice.
Yes, exactly. And that's a really great way. I mean, again, it happened organically. We didn't go, you know, sharing this with moving companies or anybody in particular. They picked it up, they caught on, they put it on their website. So that was, you know, a great natural organic way. And I think, you know, again, it's just the consistency. The consistency. If you're doing it month after month, day after day, year after year, eventually these things catch wind, and you can, you know, grow your audience from there.
Yeah, absolutely. We have another question coming in. How long did it take to see ROI, like return on investment? So obviously you weren't paying for views or paying for followers, but you are spending a good amount of time, you said, you know, tediously putting together and editing the YouTube videos. So was it fairly quickly before people started looking at the YouTube videos and then hiring you, or did it take a little longer, or how did that work?
You know, it does take time. However, I really feel like, you know, some of our clients will come to us and they'll be like, yeah, we've been stalking Mission to Organize for years or months or whatever the case may be. So by the time they become a client or they actually call us, they feel like they already know us because they've watched all of the videos. They've seen us on the social media. They know our voice. They know who we are. They know you know, what kind of personalities we have. So when we come in the door, they're like, oh, it's so nice to finally meet you, you know, because they feel like they know you already. So, I mean, it does take some time, but it's also a great way to build credibility. You know, you build credibility from being online and being consistent and showing yourself. And that's, you know, sometimes behind like, oh, maybe, you know, these other social media channels like Facebook and stuff, you can kind of hide a little behind the keyboard and the words. But on YouTube, it's really, you're putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself out there for criticism and for expectations. And I think it's a really great way to connect with your audience and to connect with your clients. And, you know, people will learn to like trust, know, and like you.
Yeah,
That's right.
No, you hit the nail on the head. And that's actually this whole movement right now in social media that we've been talking about week to week is something that video marketing is helping with right now, is bringing the social back to social media, being authentic, being real online. And so, you know, you've definitely hit it right on the head. I love that. That's really cool that you could bring a personality to such a niche industry.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's funny. That was like one of our biggest downloads was how the power of authenticity. We did a webcast a few years back, and now it seems to be resurfacing again, where people are like, okay, maybe we were early, but at least now they're catching on. You know, it's but what I like about this organizing thing is I think you've hit something that affects everybody. Even if you're an organized person, you're frustrated with the people that you know that are not organized. So now they have something to give to somebody, and then the rest of us are just not, you know, as well organized. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. And a lot of people do share our content with their friends and family. We do have one video called How to Help a Hoarder. So that one, you know, gets shared a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, we sell gift certificates. So oftentimes, you know, the husband will give the gift certificate to the wife, you know, here, honey, like you don't have to do it all yourself. Here's some help. So it's really nice to be able to like share the knowledge. And we love that about social media, is that you can share your expertise for free. Just, you know what, if you can't hire us, or you don't want to hire us, or whatever the case may be, you can still get the information. We still want to help you. We still want to be there for you to help you reach your organizing goals. And that's one of the beauties of, social media.
Are you laughing at me? Because I feel like I'm talking to Dean right now, because this is what we do with our flash classes and all these classes we give away for free. It's the exact same thing. It's like the two of you in the brain at the moment.
I know. And I was laughing at Len's comment because he's going the insurance job route. He said, just light a match.
To help a hoarder, just light a match. Oh, Rick has a comment. He said you should do a video on how to get people to stop procrastinating. And maybe you've already done one on that. But that's good.
That was the thing. Yeah, that was the thing that kept popping into my head. It's like, because I'm a time blocker. If it's a time block, boom, my office will, I'll redo my office and I throw a bunch of stuff out. I'm just like, all kinds of throwing stuff out lately the last 5 years. But the idea here is like, what do I get started so I don't just keep pushing it off? Besides calling you, is there like, so that might even be in here where it's like your first 5 steps to getting organized.
Right.
Well, you kind of hit the nail on the head when you said time blocking. So actually scheduling the time to do it is a really great way. So I live by my calendar. If something is not in my calendar, it doesn't exist in my world. So, schedule it. Schedule, going through your paperwork. Schedule, I'm going to tackle this one bookshelf between this time to this time on this day. And then really, focus yourself during that time period. I think it's really important, just to, rather than put it on the list and say like, oh, I'm going to do it someday, and then like 2 months down the road, it's still on your list. So that's one really great way to do it. The other thing is to kind of think about it, weekly. Maybe Sunday is your one like day off or something. And maybe that's the day that you're going to process through all of your mail. So collect all of your mail through the week. And on Sunday, every Sunday at the same time, maybe it's when you're watching one of your favorite TV shows, you can go and process through all of that stuff. So kind of making it a habit, and holding yourself to it. It's not, some people are better than that than others, but who doesn't like checking something off of their list, like I'm so into that whenever,
Love it.
Say, like when you get a ding for your like email or a like on social media or whatever, you get like a little like boost of endorphins, like serotonin, you're like ding, 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 ding. It's the same thing when you like cross something off your list. It's like, oh, you feel this like amazing rush. So, whatever works for you, like give yourself a little reward, for what you've accomplished. I mean, everything doesn't have to happen in one day or 1 hour. We always say you didn't get in this situation, whatever your situation is, you didn't get there overnight, and it's not going to be fixed overnight, and that's okay. So just take it step by step, moment by moment, hour by hour, and eventually the job will get done.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
very similar to what we teach about 20 minutes a day on social media. And it's like, well, where do you find the time? Pencil it in, time block it, put it there, because you have to do it consistently to see results. It's not going to happen overnight. So
and we even break it up into 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minutes. So if 20 minutes is too overwhelming, these are the pieces. So as we're running out of time, I'm just watching now all of a sudden people are sending in questions about organizing. So we might have to have a special episode and not just viral video, but organizing. So I'm going to just pick one here that came in first. And then we need a short answer on it. But how do you help people prioritize what to organize instead of just moving the same stuff around?
Yes. So, we help our clients do this when we first walk in the door. So when we first walk in the door, we'll take a tour of their whole space, and you can kind of tell the way people are talking of what is their biggest pain point. And that's what you should pick. What is the thing that like drives you crazy? What's the thing that like makes you nuts at night? What like keeps you up? You know, is it your mudroom? Is it your living room? Is it your closet? What is your pain point? And then start there. Because once you've kind of cleared that one major pain point, you're going to be like so relieved after you have completed that one thing. And I think most people know what that is. You know what drives you crazy. You know that space that just like makes you nuts when you look at it. And tackle that, you know, even if it's a closet, one part of the closet at a time. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. Think about it in small segments and set a timer.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
My
All
brain's
right.
going Tupperware drawer. That's my word.
And the Tupperware master.
It's the worst. That's the one I hate.
Right. And so everybody's thanking you for that quick lesson. So everybody loved it. So it's cool. All right. Well, man, it's like this time just flew by. I'm like, where the heck did it go? All right. So Schae, we really appreciate having you on. We're going to keep you on while we make a couple final announcements and give away some prizes. But everybody's raving about this. So they love it. And it looks like a lot of them are already saying they're going to your page and they're going to watch your video. So hopefully we get a little spike here to get you over. Just remember, invite us to the party whenever, you know, because us Libras, we like parties.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure. All right, folks. So if you want to just look on the screen here, we've got a couple quick announcements. So if you want to grow your influence, go ahead and check on one of the boxes that apply. And then next week, Kate, we have Jessica Phillips coming on. Now, Jessica Phillips, relationship marketing evangelist. I've known her for a number of years. Do you have anything to say about her?
Yeah, I got to meet Jessica Phillips at Social Media Strategy Summit, another one of our awesome influencers we met there. And so she runs a marketing company similar to Schae's story, was working for the man and went out to do it on her own because she found where the disconnect was the relationship management and caring for the clients while running their social. So she's going to have a lot of stuff to say about that. Also, fantastic speaker, one of the keynotes at SMSS, and just overall really great. Can't wait to have her on.
For sure. And we want everyone to type in really quickly, what's one thing that Schae said today that inspired you to take one step toward increasing your influence and maybe just doing something for yourself. And maybe it's just cleaning out that drawer you've been putting off or whatever it is. Just type it in. We're sort of curious to hear from you on what we call the one thing that you take away. So we break things up into snack bite pieces, Schae. So it's like, what's that one thing? So type that in right now. And then as part of the process here, we always pick a couple of winners. So Jackson, do you have any winners this week from being engaged with us and chiming in and maybe even just anybody new?
Yeah, we have Kathleen Norland as well as Rick Gosser.
Oh, congratulations. Now, we have some rules as you get your Starbucks gift card. The rules are that when you have that cup of coffee with somebody and you're using the Social Jack Starbucks gift card, remember to share something that inspired you from Schae's conversation today and some of the things that she said, and maybe even turn them on to a video if that's part of the conversation. But we want you as thought leaders, as influencers, to really help each other, help your fellow people out there, your clients, your friends, and really just share the knowledge that you gain from the things that we practice here, and really help somebody else out with that. So that's your mission, Rick and Kathleen, and the rest of you can do that too. As some of you are going, yes, I'm doing that every day, so that's good. So way to be good thought leaders. So Schae, any parting comments to everybody as we're signing off here?
I just want to thank everybody so much for chiming in. I can't wait to hear all of the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Mission 2 Organize.
For sure. All right, everybody. Well, here's to your influencing success out there. And Schae, thanks again for being part of the Influence Factory family here at Social Jack. And Kate and Jackson, thank you for all your hard work and support and helping us change the world one influence at a time. So everybody, we will see you online. Take care.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.